In the world of baseball, everyone's got an opinion on steroids and performance-enhancing drugs. It's a hot topic that never seems to cool down, but you know what? There's another shadowy issue that often gets brushed under the infield dirt, and it involves hard drugs. Yeah, you heard that right. Hard drugs have been lurking in the dugouts and locker rooms of the MLB for decades, and guess what? They might just still be around today. It's like baseball's dirty little secret, hidden away from the bright stadium lights and cheering crowds. Think about it. Issues surrounding drugs have been a part of this beloved sport's history for as long as anyone can remember. And what's worse? We've watched countless promising players and rising stars tumble into the dark abyss of addiction, all because of their tangled relationship with these substances. Some of these players have even managed to sneak some drugs into the field and play games while being high. Surely you would want to hear their stories. Now get ready and let's dive deep into this shadowy world of drugs and baseball. Here, you will learn the untold stories, the secrets, and the struggles of the highest players in Major League Baseball history. So make sure to watch till the end. Number 5. The crack in Oil Can's cap. Of course, it's easy to remember Dennis Oil Can Boyd in Major League Baseball history. After all, he had a memorable nickname, but then that's not all we remember him for, especially after he made some shocking revelations about his time with the Boston Red Sox. Boyd spilled the beans, admitting to using crack cocaine every single day during the 1986 season while he was part of the Red Sox squad. But it's the incident with his cap that has caught everyone's attention. Now, picture this. One day in Oakland, Boyd took things to a whole new level. Right there in the clubhouse, just before one of his starts, he lit up and smoked crack. And, wait for it, he had the stuff hidden right in his cap while he was out on the pitcher's mound ready to throw strikes. Did you just ask how this is even possible? Well, it was just another day at the ballpark, and all the ball players were out on the field doing their thing, taking those swings and running drills. And here comes Dennis Oil Can Boyd carrying a secret that he's about to reveal. As he walks into the clubhouse, he's not empty-handed. Nope, he's got his trusty pipe with him. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Oil Can sneaks off into the bathroom like he's got something shady going on, and he sure did. Once in the bathroom, Boyd fires up his pipe right there in the heart of the ballpark. And, well, he became worried that maybe someone knows about his little secret and that someone might have caught a whiff of that distinctive aroma of the dope he had on him. He became so anxious that he even thought the clubhouse manager might have caught wind of his secret stash. So he decides to get rid of the evidence. And where does he hide it? Well, right under the bib of his cap. Yep, he tucked it away under his cap's crease, where no one would ever think to look. A few minutes later, Oil Can is out on the mound doing what he does best, which is pitching his heart out. But then, something unexpected happens. In the middle of the game, somewhere around the 3rd or 4th inning, his precious pipe falls from his cap and lands on the field. But surprisingly, no one seemed to make a big deal out of it, at least not until later on. Now, here's the twist. Boyd wasn't alone in his secret adventure. His teammates were in the know about his drug use throughout that infamous 1986 season. Can you believe it? He even had chats about it with the team doctor and minority owner Arthur Pappas. But here's the kicker. Despite all this, Boyd never faced a drug test during that time. Shocking, right? Number 4. Tim's got cocaine in his pocket. Tim Raines, a name that would become synonymous with baseball greatness, once stood at the edge of a controversy that nearly swallowed his promising career before it even began. It was the end of the 1982 season, and Tim Raines, just 23 years old, found himself at a crossroads. In those early months of that year, he had indulged in a staggering amount of cocaine, which had a cautiously estimated value of over $40,000. An outrageous number by any standard you can imagine. By the way, there was a little twist to this tale that would later form a signature move in Raines' career. Of course, we already know that this great MLB Hall of Famer is famous for sliding headfirst into bases during his time with the Montreal Expos. But then, why would he choose such a daring maneuver? Well, the reason behind this unexpected choice might just surprise you. Everyone who knew Tim Raines would assume his tactic was to gain advantage, right? Well, we know now that this wasn't always the case, especially after a narrative that unfolded during the Pittsburgh trials in 1985 revealed a fascinating angle to Raines' life. During this trial, Raines made a stunning admission. He disclosed that he used to carry a vial of cocaine in his uniform pocket while on the field. So, after all, this seemingly bizarre choice of sliding headfirst into bases had a secret reason, and it was to safeguard the vial and prevent it from shattering. In his candid 2017 memoir, which was titled Rock Solid: My Life in Baseball's Fast Lane, Tim Raines acknowledged this daring act. However, he also pointed out that some elements of the story and the way it was reported had been sensationalized and blown out of proportion. Number 3. The Hi Ellis. Remember the no-hitter by Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Doc Ellis in 1972? Well, that was absolutely historical. On this remarkable day, Ellis did something that defied all logic. He pitched a no-hitter while also being high on lysergic acid diethylamide, better known as LSD. As he took to the mound at the old San Diego Stadium, Ellis was not in his right state of mind. He had dropped acid earlier that day and, in the face of all expectations, proceeded to shut out the San Diego Padres. Throughout the game, he walked 8 batters and even hit one with a pitch, a feat that might remind fans of an A.J. Burnett special. This unconventional performance marked the first and only no-hitter of Ellis's career and, almost certainly, the sole MLB no-hitter pitched under the influence of LSD. Yet the story of how this game unfolded is just as surreal as the fact that it occurred. According to Ellis, and it's important to note that this account is from Ellis himself, the extraordinary journey began when he visited a friend in Los Angeles the day before his scheduled start. During this visit, he ingested some acid and engaged in late-night revelry, which included drinking and using drugs. In the process, he lost track of time and didn't even know what day of the week it was. On the day of his start, Ellis woke up, convinced that his pitching assignment was slated for the following day. Acting on this mistaken belief, he took another hit of acid at noon. It was only 2 hours later, thanks to his friend, that he learned the shocking truth. He was actually expected to take the mound that very evening against the Padres in San Diego. Ellis boarded a plane an hour later, arriving at the ballpark just 90 minutes before the first pitch. Of course, the fact that Ellis managed to navigate from one location to another while under the influence of LSD is a marvel in itself. But what's truly mind-boggling is that he proceeded to throw a complete 9-inning no-hitter despite his claim that he couldn't feel the ball nor see his catcher, nor anything else. Now that's one strange occurrence, don't you think? Number 2. Bernie was high. In 1975, Bernie Carbo etched his name in baseball history. However, he was a legend with a unique tale. The defining moment came during the 1975 World Series when Carbo, a pinch hitter for the Boston Red Sox, found himself in a game-saving situation. Game 6 against the Cincinnati Reds seemed all but lost for the Red Sox, and with it, the entire series. But Carbo wasn't going to let that happen. In a high-stakes showdown, Carbo delivered a 3-run pinch-hit home run, miraculously tying the score and setting the stage for Carlton Fisk's legendary extra-inning shot. It was a pivotal moment that would be etched in baseball lore forever. Yet, what makes Carbo's story truly extraordinary is his candid admission about the state he was in when he achieved this heroic feat. He later revealed that he had smoked 2 joints, consumed 3 or 4 beers, ingested amphetamines, taken a pain pill, downed a cup of coffee, chewed tobacco, and even enjoyed a cigarette before stepping up to the plate. Well, this surreal pregame ritual was almost natural for Carbo, who admitted to playing every game under the influence. In his own words, Carbo explained, "I played the outfield sometimes where it looked like the stars were falling from the sky." He also openly acknowledged his addiction, revealing a life mired in substance abuse. While Carbo's career statistics show a respectable .264 batting average with a .387 on-base percentage and a .427 slugging percentage, one can't help but wonder how much greater he could have been had he not let addiction control his path. Moreover, his career unfolded in an era heavily favoring pitchers, making his achievements all the more impressive. Number 1. David Wells and the miraculous win. Imagine a night of wild celebration, where the revelry knows no bounds and the spirits flow freely. It's the kind of night that leaves even the most robust souls nursing hangovers that could send mere mortals to their knees. But in this tale, our hero is no ordinary man. He's David Wells, and he had to play a crucial game against the Minnesota Twins. After hours of drinking, a hangover of epic proportions threatened to shatter his resolve, but David Wells is made of sterner stuff. In a twist worthy of a Hollywood blockbuster, Wells emerged from the depths of his hangover-induced haze to face a challenge that will be etched in baseball history. The odds were stacked against him, and his physical condition was far from ideal, but he was determined to defy the limitations of his body. David Wells recalls that fateful day with remarkable clarity. "I went to the park. I was a wreck. I was a wreck. I knew if I had a short outing, I would have gotten in a lot of trouble. A lot of people knew I was pretty hammered," he would later say. You see, the night before had been one of too much substance intake and partying. Plus, Wells had indulged a bit too much, with only a couple of hours of sleep to show for it. But this was no ordinary game. This was a chance to etch his name in history. With steely determination and a body pushed to its limits, the hefty lefty took to the mound, and what followed was nothing short of miraculous. David Wells hurled 9 innings of perfection, keeping the Minnesota Twins at bay with a flawless performance. no walks, no errors, and no hits against him. He struck out 11 batters over 120 pitches, a testament to his sheer willpower and unwavering resolve. In the end, the Yankees emerged victorious, winning the game 4-0. Yup, they won, and Wells was crucial to that winning, even though he was high.